there, this is Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. This is Woodland Stitching Studio, formerly known as Tammy's Crafty Life, and in the not too distant future there will be more of the Tammy's Crafty Life content. But for now it's mostly all about cross stitch. I have a couple of stamped fun things to show you at the end, and I have a lot to share with you today. So let me start with saying thank you for coming. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you like what you'll see and that you'll return. And if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. I really appreciate it. I enjoy reading the comments, and yeah, there's something else I was going to say. It just left my brain. I don't know what it was. So as I said, I have a lot to share today. And I just realized I didn't draw the name for the giveaway from last time. So I'll do that, and I'll put that in here somewhere. So since my last video, I've attended the Jingle Ball and also our stitching group, Salem Area Stitchers. Some of us have been participating in an Advent stitch along, if you want to call it that. We each chose some projects that we started December 1st, and me and at least 2 other people chose 12 projects, I think, and we're starting one every other day. I chose 8 new projects and 4 whips for my 12. I don't know what the other girls did. And then one of them, Robin, she chose 5 projects to do one a week and to go through the first week of January. So so I have that to share with you. I have those projects I've been working on and some good progress and some fun projects. And 2 weeks ago was the Jingle Ball, and that was a lot of fun. So I think I'm going to start with the Jingle Ball because I have a fully finished item from there. I have 2 other fully finished items, but one of my Jingle Ball projects is fully finished. One of them is still missing that I finished and can't find, so I can't fully finish it. So the first one that I have, it's called Festive Forest, and it is from the Blue Flower. And before, on the pattern, she calls this a biscornu. A biscornu, the word means odd shape or something weird like that. And then Robin in our group called it a cross between if a biscornu and a drum had a baby. And then during the Jingle Ball in the class, somebody called it a muffin, and I think that's what Janine is going to call them moving forward. So here is my muffin, Festive Forest muffin. It was so fun to stitch. You saw it finished last video, and now it is fully finished. I wanted weight, heavy weight in it, and I was going to use walnut shells, but my friend Robin is really allergic to walnut shells, so, and I wanted to take it to the group and show and didn't want to worry about that. So Kathy Haberman suggested in a video she did a long time ago, she uses BBs for weight. So I added just like this much BBs, and it was 13 ounces. And then I bought the poly pellets, and that's what the rest of it is poly pellets. I love this fox. Isn't he fun? So the fox and the owl, I think, are my 2 favorites, but you know, the little squirrels, all the creatures on here are adorable, and I love them all. So this is Festive Forest. It weighs about 2 pounds, and I wanted it to be heavy. This is on 32 count. Oh, I don't remember what the fabric is. It was a Fabrics by Stephanie, and it's a blue with some, you can't really see any of the modeling, all you see is blue, but and I put little jingle balls on the top of mine. Janine has little flower berry things on the top of hers. What else was I going to say about that? So this is 32 count, and the first one of these Janine did is called Bees in the Greenhouse, and I do have that started, and it started on 40 count. So I'm really curious to see the 2 together, see the difference in size. So I need to get that out and work on it. So that was Festive Forest. That's the only thing that's fully finished from the Jingle Ball. The Jingle Ball was so much fun. Carolyn invited me to spend the weekend with her, and we did it together again, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoy spending time with her. That's Carolyn Zook of C. Zook Stitch. One of my other Jingle Ball projects, this one I started right before the class. It's Tiny Modernist Gingerbread House, and it's very cute. It's 3-dimensional, and I did start it I was stitching on it during the class, so mine is of course not finished yet. And this is it. That's how far I am. I was going to get out my things telling you fabric. I always forget that part. I don't know what this fabric is. Oh, the card is on here. This is Hot Cocoa by Be Stitch Me. It's 32 count Lugana, so that's appropriate for a gingerbread house, I think. Hot cocoa fabric. Where I'm going to put things. I have stacks everywhere and no empty spaces to put things. The other thing that I worked on, I took the class. I haven't actually watched the class yet. It's a good thing we have 30 days. This is from Hello from Liz Matthews. It's called Winter Woodland Star Pillow. And this is what it'll look like when it's finished. Come on, lights, don't do weird things. This also is a lot of fun to stitch. This is, again, what's the fabric? Can't believe I did that. This is Be Stitch Me fabric. It's 36 count linen that's called Dusty Cottage. And here is how far I am on this one. I am not quite halfway done. So I want to finish that. I'm anxious to do the star finish. I'm anxious to watch the video and then do the star finish. And you'll see she has another star pattern that I purchased at the Jingle Ball. And then my last, is this the last? I feel like I'm missing something. I had 6 Jingle Ball projects. And one of them is missing. This one I haven't started yet. Yeah, where is that one? It's a tiny little star. It's a Gingerbread House Needlebook by Stacy Nash. I'm not sure where it is. This is the last one that has not been started yet, and I want to get it started. This is called Countdown to Christmas by Hands On Design. This is counted canvas, and it came in this fun box. It's technically a needlepoint project, and I want to get it started because it's going to be a lot of fun. I love doing needlepoint. So that was all of my projects from the Jingle Ball. I did purchase a few things there, and I didn't write down I don't know which ones were exclusive, if I purchased exclusive ones or not. Hands On Design has another folk pattern. It's called Christmas Folk, and I really like this. I can't wait to start this one. Not sure when I'll start it. This is Quaker Christmas Star by Hello from Liz Matthews. This is her other star pattern. Very fun. And in the class she teaches you how to do this beading on the edges and how to finish a star. And then the other one I purchased from the Jingle Ball is Holly Wreath, and this is a collaboration between Liz Matthews and her mom, who is Kathy Barrick. And this is called Hello Wreath. No, I already said that. Holly Wreath. And this is it. The huge bird on top of a tiny house with a wreath. I love the bird. I love the wreath. I'm not sure about the house, but it would be easier to stitch the house than to redesign the project to leave it out. So that's all I have, I think, as far as Jingle Ball goes. I feel like there should be more. It was 3 days of fun. Very, very fun. The classes were fun. Watching the videos was fun. Oh, one other thing I purchased, not because of the Jingle Ball, but Carolyn and I were watching different Flosstubes in between the other things we did. And I saw this. Somebody working on this. It's called The Witch's Cat. And it is a full coverage. The artist is Jeremiah Kettner, and I purchased it from Thread Geeks, so it's a PDF. I'm not a Halloween fan, really, but the girl was stitching it. She only had a little bit done, I think maybe in this corner. Colors are beautiful, and I love cats. I might leave off the spider. I don't know. Even I know he's cute, but he's still a spider. So I'm not sure about that. But that's... I have kitted that up, and that's something that I want to start sometime soon. It's huge, though. It is 432 by 540. If I was stitching it on 18 count, it'd be 24 by 30. I'm going to stitch it on 25 count, 1/1, and it'll be 17 by 22. So it'll still be a good size. Okay, that was Jingle Ball. I have two other fully finished items to share with you. Let's see. This one is a gift for a friend. This is from the 2018 Just Cross Stitch Christmas edition, and it is so cute. It is called Special Delivery. I still need to trim my ribbons, but it's a little flat fold. And I do not remember the fabric this one is on. I think it's 32 count, whatever it is. Just turned out so cute. This is the fabric that I put on it. So this is a gift for someone. Very fun. And then the other thing that I've fully finished is sometime this year I finished this pattern for Carolyn as a pillow, a tiny little pillow. And she had, it was fun to be at her house and see all the things I finished for her in this past year. They were hanging everywhere because a lot of it was Christmas, and a lot of it was from the 2018 Just Cross Stitch Christmas edition. And so I had done this. This is called Left Behind. I'm not sure why it's called that, but I made it into a little block. It's a cute little reindeer. I just think it's adorable. She had it stitched on pink fabric. I did mine on a pink fabric also. I don't know what the fabric is. It's it was a scrap. And then I made it into a block. Put a little thing on top. And then I, because you're putting ribbon on these blocks, this block is stacked foam core board. I think there's 7 layers. Because you're putting ribbon around it, the bottom is uneven, so I put little pins, and it makes little feet. So this is called Left Behind, and it's out of the 2018 Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornament Edition, and it's looking crooked. It's not really crooked, it's looking that way though. So those are all of my fully finished items. Some other things I've worked on. I have all the Advent things I want to show you, but the other things I've worked on that are nothing to do with Advent and nothing to do with Jingle Ball is I have this Mill Hill. Actually, this I started last year. I think I started this last year in my Advent starts. This is called Smoky. It's a Mill Hill kit. But it's a Mill Hill kit that came with fabric instead of perforated paper. And Smoky has gotten a little bit of work. Let me get the thread out of the way. It's still going to be there, but this is Smoky. This fabric is a bright, bright green. And now I've finished both of those corners. All the black on that one, it's not black, it's $37.99, but then I'm starting on Smoky. So I hope to get this one finished. It goes pretty quick once I get going. It has a lot of beading on it. So that is Smoky by Mill Hill. See how tall I can make this stack over here before it falls. Another thing I worked on that has nothing to do with either of those two is Hello Summer by Erin Elizabeth Designs. Helen D did this one and I really liked it. I like lighthouses anyway. And this is my progress on this one. I finished the hello. I'm working on the summer. You can't, well, I haven't done any of this part of it yet, but it's going to be, the white shows up well on this fabric, but it doesn't show up well on the video. So that's Hello Summer. This is a scrap of 18 count Aida that I dyed myself. I just dyed it a blue color. And the last thing that has nothing to do with those two events is this is a stitch along from Living on the Rainbow, and it's called Mrs. Claus Cookbook. This is the front cover. And do I have the back cover here? I don't know what I did with the back cover. Here's the back cover. And it's stitched on Aida. 18 count Aida, I think. And then it has pages inside that are actual recipes, and this is one of them. Today we received the next one, and I haven't printed it out yet, but this is Reindeer Treats. Rocket Fuel, it says. And I am still working on the cover. I haven't started the pages yet. So this is how far I am. I don't think this has changed maybe since my last video. So I'm working on filling in, well, I'm working on stitching the words, which you can't see. I have the word Mrs. right there. Stitch the words, and then I'm going to fill this in, and then I will move and then I'll finish this spine, and then I'll finish the back cover. I'm kind of curious about the pages. The instructions are a little confusing to me about how you lay it out on the fabric. So I'm thinking I might wait. Well, I'll probably end up waiting that long anyway, just because other stuff will get in the way, but I was thinking I would wait until at the end she'll have a video about how it's all put together, and I might wait until then before I do go past the cover. So that's all the stuff that wasn't Advent and wasn't Jingle Ball. And now I will go through the Advent projects for you. As I said, I chose 12, starting one every day on December 1st. Working on special delivery took out a couple of days, so I'm behind. I didn't work on my Advent thing, so I just bumped them. I just still went on to the next one. I don't remember the days, so I'm just going to pull them out and show them to you. Let's see. This one is from Cherry Hill Stitchery. It's called Hot Cocoa is Calling, and I think it was one of my Advent starts last year. And I don't know where I got this pattern from. I don't think it was a free pattern, but it has just a tiny, tiny little picture. That's it. You can barely see it. And where's my board? Here's my board. This one is close to being done, so I've left it out. I want to keep working on it till it's done. I'm not putting it away. I need to put snow. It says snow is falling, hot cocoa is calling. So I need to stitch the snow up there, and then this line right here, there's one down here, and there's hearts and snowflakes. So I'm very close to being done with that one. And I don't know what the fabric is. Bee Stitched Me. It's cinnamon, and it's a 32 count Lugana. Let's see. Should I go this way with these? Hopefully none of that is going to fall. I left them in their bags because it would be very confusing, but I have already unzipped them. So this next one, which is one of the latter ones, is the Jolly Trio by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And I decided to start with the kitty. This is being stitched on 16 count Haven Ada by Picture This Plus. I bought like a little sample piece from 123 Stitch, I think. And this fabric is so pretty. I think it's big enough to stitch all three of them on, so I started in the middle. That's the kitty, and it's not, this is kind of the fabric, it's brighter, but that's where I am on that one. That's 2 evenings of stitching. And then this is the one I was working on the last 2 days, so it's still on its Q-snap. It's time for it to come off because it's had its 2 days worth of work. This is Gingerbread Row by October House Fiber Arts. That's a shiny, it's not in plastic, that's the paper that's printed on, excuse me. This is a mystery linen. I don't know what it is. It was just a scrap. I started in the middle. I have one little house done, and this is the second house. It's kind of hard to see. There's a little white tree right there, but it shows up well in real life. You can see it better when I pull it back farther. That little house is cute. So that's Gingerbread Row. Next is, come out of here. Next is Tiny Modernist. It was a stitch along, but I came into it after the stitch along, and this is the Haunted Cuckoo Clock. So I'm trying to find the one. You had to buy it in parts. I think this is part 1. No, it's part 2. Part 1. This is part 1. And let's see. This is what it'll look like when it's all done. Some of the stuff I don't like, but overall I think it's really cool. I'm not stitching it on this cobweb fabric because I don't do cobwebs or spiders. So I stitched on this while I was at Carolyn's for the Jingle Ball, and it got this. The fabric is Atomic Ranch Golden Harvest, and it's 40 count linen. I have the little face mostly done. I need to finish the fill in, but this is how far I got on this. And the fabric, it's blowing out all my fabrics. This is a much brighter fabric. But started on the little face right in the middle. It was a lot of fun to stitch. Next up is Old St. Nick. This is from Just Cross Stitch magazine. It's the one, is it like February last year? It's the one that has the Snuggle is Real, the little cat that I don't know where it is. It was behind me. It's not there now. I don't know what I did with it. But this is what Old St. Nick looks like. It's an ornament. He is stitched on 14 count vintage taupe. I started him on a linen, and I didn't like the way, I made a couple of mistakes and I didn't like the way it was looking, so I started over. It's kind of hard to see what this is, and there's a lot of white. There, you can kind of see it. This is all, I did a middle start, so this is his list, Santa's list, and then this is going to be Santa. So that's Old St. Nick, and it is by Franny Ritter. Took a class from her last year, the year before. This one is Honeybee Biscornu by Teresa Kogut. She showed this on a video and I fell in love with it. The bottom is black, the top she did cream, I did yellow. And I think it's on 16 count Ada. And I don't know which way is up. Maybe this way? Maybe this way. It's hard to tell. That's where I am. So that one will be fun. Honeybee Biscornu. This is called Sun Shower, the 16 count Ada. The color is Sun Shower. Just a few left. I thought I had already unzipped everything, so sorry for the zipper. This one is, oh, this is, do I have a start? No. I only have like 3 stitches, but I'll show you the pattern. This is the Stacy Nash needle book. I took her class. I have only a few stitches and I'm not liking the way it's looking, so I'm going to start over on a different fabric. But it's going to be really fun when it's done. I didn't know it was in my Advent box. Hello from Liz Matthews. This year I was in a club from the Silver Needle Stitching Circle Club, and this is this the December one? This is Hello from Liz Matthews, and it's one of her trees, and it's called the Stitcher's Circle. She designed it for this club. So I have a start on this. I have a lot of mistakes in it, so I don't know if I'm going to, I don't want a frog, so I think I'm just figuring out how to work my way around them. Stay. Because I had quite a bit done before I realized I had a mistake. And this is 36 count cappuccino linen from Fiber on a Whim. Stay, please. So that's my start on that one. I'm working on this spool right here. But what I had done wrong, what did I do wrong? I didn't come down far enough. I did the alphabet first and I didn't come down far enough. So then when I did the deer, he's butting up against that tree, which he's just supposed to be one space away. I think it'll be fine when it's done. Nobody's going to know but me. Well, you guys know, but will you remember however many years from now when this is finished? This one is from last year also. Find the cover. This is another Cherry Hill Stitchery, and it's called Jingle Bell Sleigh Ride Co. And I had started this last year. This one is a lot of fun. And it's being stitched on, doesn't say. Let me see if, the ones I started last year I was not really good about saying what my fabric is. This is a pink fabric. Does this say? Nope, I did not. That's a bummer. But this is a Bestitch Me. Oh, no, I bet this is Grace Notes Raspberry Latte. Because I did something else on this, so you can't see. It's a pretty pink. So this is the top. I need to do the reindeer and sleigh and stuff at the bottom. So I got good progress on this also, because when I started, I had, I think the word company was done and part of ride, and so I did all of this in 2 nights. So that's fun. I have some of these that are so close to being finished, so I have some plans to get stuff done. Last one that I've worked on, well, it wasn't the last one, but you've already seen the last one. This is Halloween Cat by Satsuma Street, and it is being stitched on 32 count linen. It's called Peoria Purple by Weeks Dye Works. This is Halloween Cat. I have seen many people stitch on this over the years since I came back to cross stitching, and finally bought it earlier this year and then used it for one of my Advent projects as I was wanting to start it. So that's Halloween Cat. I love her stuff because, one, they're all so colorful, but she designs in blocks of color, which makes them fun to stitch. There's not really any confetti. I got the hat and the head done. That's my Halloween Cat. So that's all the actual Advent stitching I have finished. I have one to start today, and then I have 2 projects left because I took a couple days out to do one of those ornaments. So the one that I have for starting today is, it's funny because I was watching Sarah Stitchin' Mommy the other night, and she is starting this today. There was an accident that I pulled this one out last night for starting today. This is by Northern Expressions Needlework. It's called Twisted Christmas Sampler. Carol Ann Zook is doing a Twisted Band Sampler that is really fun. This one is Christmas. And it caught my eye at Acorns and Threads. And then the next thing that caught my eye was that they had a thread pack for it of silks. So red, white, and green silk. These are Dinky Dyes, which is my favorite silks. And I am stitching it on, I haven't started it yet, but I'm going to stitch it on. It's called Luna Moth by Bestitch Me, and it's a 36 count linen. So it's a green color. And when I held these on there, it looked really fun. So the sample is stitched on white, but I thought it would be deep. When I kitted these projects up, the eight new ones, and then Jingle Ball stuff, I kitted up, I think maybe like a total of 20 projects, and I only had to buy two skeins of floss. So that was nice. I want to stitch from stash. That's part of my plans for the next year. Is I have so much stuff. I'm going to be purging and trying to get rid of duplicate stuff. And then anything I do stitch, I want to stitch from stash. I want to go through my And I had written down, I don't know where it is. I had written down what my plans are. They're still in the works. I want to evaluate all of my whips and see which ones are important to me to finish. And pull out those. I have one that I started for my sister that's flamingos that I really need to finish. So I can give it to her maybe next year for her birthday or Christmas. I started it, I think, 3 years ago. And I don't want next year to be so many new starts like this year was. In my next video, I'll tell you how many I did this year. I don't know. I haven't counted it yet. New starts, finishes, and all that. The other plans that I have a couple of new starts planned. And, well, one of them was that full coverage witch's cat that I want to start. Another one I want to start is this. I showed this on my last video because my husband loves them and I love this. So I'll be starting this maybe on Christmas Day. I'm not sure. That's Lear's Macaw by Lindy Stitches. And it's the final pattern in the Endangered Species Club. And then when I went to Carolyn's, she said, "Oh, I've been holding this for you." And she gave me this magazine because of the picture on the cover. This beautiful cat. So I also will be starting that sometime soon. It's Abathi Threads, and it's Hannah Dale is the artist. I love her stuff. My one giraffe that I'm stitching is Hannah Dale, and it was a kit, so it has this paint splattered white fabric with it. I am going to stitch this on, actually both of these, Lear's Macaw and this cat. I'm stitching on this, which is 32 count Vintage Blue Whisper. I don't remember who makes it. Is it Witchell? I don't know. But both of them are being stitched on this. One piece was big enough to cut them and do both of them on this. So I thought a light, it's a pale blue background would be good for this kitty. So there's 3 things I want to start. Also with our Salem area stitchers, we put together our own little fun Advent thing that we did where we had a holiday party last Saturday, and each person brought 12 of a wrapped item, and we all left with 12 items. It was a lot of fun. I have 2 projects so far that have come out of that, and I want to work on those. I haven't pulled any of that stuff out to show you. Yeah, so that's all of the cross stitch. No, I still need to do the drawing, so let me stop and go do that. Okay, the drawing that I was doing was for this pattern. It's called Partners, that Robin of Bird's Eye Stitches gave to me. This is from Lone Deer Sonogales Designs, and it says it's an American Indian counted cross stitch pattern. It's called Partners. It's 2 wolves. She had given me 2 wolf patterns, and I'm going to stitch the other one. And the keyword was Partners, and the winner is Moni Merrill, Monimerel. So please send me an email with your name and address information, and I'll get that in the mail to you. Congratulations. Let's see. The last thing, that's all that's cross stitch. I wanted to show you, I finished all my Christmas cards. I've mailed a bunch of them out, and I want to show you the last 2 that I was working on. They're similar. This is one of them. So much fun to make. It's got dimension. There's embossing, an embossing folder, and then colored with ink and die cuts, and then this one made with the same supplies, but slightly different. This one was a lot of fun. Also fun making these. And then this is what the envelope looks like on both of them. So those were fun. I'm glad I'm done making them, and I need to evaluate all the cards that I have because I used to make lots and lots of cards, and I have a lot. I need to evaluate them and see what I need. I know I'm short on birthday cards, which reminds me, if you would like to receive a birthday card in the mail from me, send me your birth month and year and your mailing address, and I will add you to my birthday card list. This year I was really bad at it. Next year I'm going to add them all on my calendar, and I really want to do that. A couple of years ago, I mailed out, it was before I got back into cross stitch, when I was doing my paper crafting videos, I mailed out probably 300 that one year. So I like doing that. I love paper crafting, and I like to share it. So if you would like to receive a birthday card, please get me your birthday information and address information. And the last thing I have to share, this is a video. This was a video, a paper crafting video. Her name is Paper Pixie, and she's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, as am I. And she did a video showing this cute little box. So I made 2 of these. They're going to be gifts for somebody. And I just thought they were adorable. They're a little book box. And just so much fun. And when you open it, opens like this, and these are little boxes that open, and what I have put in here is it's perfect size for these guys. I put some of the Ghirardelli squares, I put 2 in each side. When she made them, she designed the size. She got the pattern from someone else and then designed the size. Her name's Julie DiMatteo. The size is for a bath bomb. No, a shower bomb, I think, that she got on Amazon. I just put candy in this one, and I have an idea for something to do with these next year, but I've only made 2 this year, and all my Christmas crafting is done. So the fun thing is there's magnets inside so that it sticks together the right way. Otherwise it might not, because it's kind of wishy-washy, but I think these are adorable. This is made with all Stampin' Up! Products. A lot of light glare today. It says, hoping this season is bright and beautiful. So I think that is all I have for today. I don't know when my next video will be. It will probably be right after the 1st. So the 1st is on a Wednesday. And I'm taking that Thursday off, so I'm going to have a long weekend. I already have Fridays off, so I'll be off from Wednesday till I have to go back on the following Monday. So it'll be that weekend when I do my next video. I will have my year-end statistics, which I'm curious to see what they are, and hopefully a lot more stitching to share with you. It's interesting that Advent stitching made me focus on something every day, not just like the month of November. Mostly all I stitched was this guy. I didn't stitch much else. And I'm glad I did, because it's done, it's fully finished, and I love it. But then the Advent stuff, sorry, I'm like, the Advent stuff got me to focus. I did 2 days on each project and got a good way on each one. Another thing I'm going to evaluate when I look at all my whips is I have a bunch of smalls I started this year that smalls don't take that long to do anyway, and some of them are close to a finish. So I want to every month pick out something and finish it. And then I was going to pull it out and I forgot. I have a huge stack, probably like this high maybe, of finishes of my own that I've not fully finished. So I want to work on those. I do still have the issues with my hands, which is why I quit my finishing business for now. I might go back to it later, or I might do just a little bit for friends occasionally. I haven't decided yet. I definitely want to do some of my own finishing, and I did do, I showed you 3 things that I have fully finished. Some things are easier than others. Anything that involves stitching, and not cross stitch. Cross stitch is easy because you're just sticking the needle through the holes in the fabric. But if you're stitching up a pillow or something that you have to, it's hard to describe. Hand stitching is harder on your fingers. These 3 fingers especially. And these 2 I have lots and lots of issues with already. So hand stitching is hard for me. So pillows are difficult. And other things that have to be stitched. these three things. This one had to be stitched, but this one was easier because you were doing, you were lacing it up because of the biscornu way that it's put together. It wasn't like finishing a pillow, so it's hard to describe. This stuff is not fun. I wish it would go away. It hasn't gone away yet, and I don't know if it will, but if it does, then I can go back to finishing for others. That was a lot of babbling. I apologize for that. I think that's all that I have for today. If you're watching this now, well now, duh, you're watching it now whenever you're watching it. Next week is Christmas, so Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and happy stitching. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.